Feel like I have food in my teeth. Sorry. Good morning. Happy Thursday. How is everybody? It's time to get real. Are you ready? So, I'm reading the book. You probably have already heard me say Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And it is proving to be a bit of a difficult read just because it was originally written, I want to say, in 1937. And so some of the language is a little bit different. And you guys, look at the words. They're so small. And look at how many pages. So many pages. And so this is like this is like me being a true reader. This is stepping up my game from Who Moved Your Cheese, which was like 60 pages of big words, to like a million pages of small words. So I'm kind of taking the next step. So it's going to take me a while to get through this book but the other reason it's going to take me a while is because there's a lot of really good stuff in here. And I wanted to focus a little bit today on something that I read this morning. It says, the part I'm reading is about having a burning desire, the burning desire to achieve something. Oh, thank you, Marie. I look pretty. Oh, thank you. So it says here, the world is filled with abundance of opportunity, which the dreamers of the past never knew. A burning desire to be and to do is the starting point from which the dreamer must take off. Dreams are not born of indifference, laziness, or lack of ambition. Remember, too, that all who succeed in life get off to a bad start and pass through many heartbreaking struggles before they, quote unquote, arrive. The turning point in the lives of those who succeed usually comes at the moment of some crisis through which they are introduced to their other selves. And so that's kind of what got me, was that whole line about being introduced to your other self. And it kind of prompted my topic for today. Who else are you? All right. Who are you besides who you already know yourself to be? So you already know yourself in a certain way, okay? But have you ever taken the time to discover who else you might be as well? So quote unquote, your other self. And the first thing that popped into my mind when I read this was when I first started losing my weight. I'd gone to Weight Watchers and I was 21, and it was probably only a couple months after I started. And I was fat. And I don't say that like a bad thing. It's just a fact. I was fat. And I felt fat, and I lived fat, and I had to wear clothes that were made for fat people. And it was difficult because I had already started all these new habits, eating well, exercising, weighing in, drinking water, journaling, writing things down. But I was only a couple months in, so I'd only lost like 10 pounds or something. So I was still fat. I was still 70 pounds overweight. But I could feel inside, I felt inside like somebody else. I felt that I was a thin person, or a person at goal weight, a healthy person inside of a fat body. With every ounce of my being, I had this burning desire to be that healthy person, to have my outside match what I felt inside. So I felt that I was thin. I felt that I was healthy. I was living that way. I was practicing all the habits that I needed to be that. It was just going to take some time for me to actually make the outside match the inside. And I can remember laying in my bed, and this is where visualization came in for me. It just came to me one night, like if I could just peel like from my neck down, because I always liked my face. I always never thought it was fat. When I look back at pictures, it was. But I could visualize from the neck down, just like peeling off a fat suit. That's kind of what I would see every single night. And I didn't want it. I didn't wish it. I had this burning, unquenchable desire to be it. And therefore I lived it, and it became true. So who else are you? Okay. It says here, in setting goals, you are not limited to any one area. And I think that for me and for a lot of us, our limiting beliefs of ourselves lead us to think we can only be one person or excel in one area. You don't have to limit yourself just to being good at one thing. Now, I feel that you do have a purpose, but if you're not living a purpose, if you're kind of living this, to use the analogy, if you're living as a fat person, but you feel like a skinny person, and take that for what it's worth. Please don't take offense to that. Then it's time to start making your behaviors match your actions, or your outside match your inside, and to live and breathe whatever this purpose is that you have. And they use so many examples of famous successful people. One of them was Arnold Schwarzenegger. And I mean, think about it. He was a bodybuilder, and then he was a movie star, and then he was a businessman, and then he was a politician. He did not limit himself to one belief. He had this burning desire to be and do more. So it says, kindle anew in your mind the fire of hope, faith, courage, and tolerance. There's a difference between wishing for a thing and being ready to receive it. Are you ready to receive who else it is that you can be? Are you ready to set out and discover who else might be inside of you? Somebody not altogether different, but improved, okay? The state of mind must be belief, not mere hope and wish. And so I want you to kind of have and believe that you are more. I want you to discover and decide what else there is for you. Because I think a lot of us are watching because we're not 100% satisfied with who we are at the moment. So you have to dig deep, and I guess the best word is discover who else that you are, okay? There is a poem that I guess I want to leave you with. Let's see, what's your action step going to be today? Your action step is going to be to, I guess, just start thinking about who else you could be. Think about the possibilities. Think of, erase your limits. That's what it is. Erase the limits you've put on yourself, because there is no way that you will be successful unless you remove that ceiling, all right? That glass ceiling. So erase your limits and know that anything is possible with the right attitude and the burning desire in order to achieve it. And so you've maybe heard this poem before, but it kind of gave me chills. It says, I bargained with life for a penny, and life would pay no more. However, I begged at evening when I counted my scanty store. For life is just an employer. He gives you what you ask, but once you have set the wages, why, you must bear the task. I worked for a menial's hire, only to learn dismayed that any wage I had asked of life, life would have willingly paid. What are you asking for from your life? What are you asking for from your real life? Your relationships, your eating and exercise, your achieving success, and your loving yourself. What are you asking for? If you're not asking for much, you're not going to get it. If you're asking, and not only asking, but demanding more of yourself, there are no limits to what you can achieve just by tapping into that burning desire. So I wanted to leave you with that. Have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.